welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing, and happy new month. Do you like my hair? Do you guys like my hair? I made the new hair for the new month. So today I'll be talking to you guys about myself. I'll be talking about myself, and Michelle is the one to interview me. I hope you guys remember who is Michelle. Michelle is my 10 years old daughter. You can imagine Michelle. Anyway, I will also be telling you guys why we moved to Australia and why we chose Australia as a skilled migrant. And furthermore, I would talk about Australia's skilled immigration pathway. And before I talk about that part, please, I want to say I am not an agent or a consultant. I am just Uchi. Because I did the whole process myself, I am sharing my personal experience and tips for people to be able to use and do their own thing, and they can migrate to Australia legally. So this video is going to be long, but I want to cut it into parts. So I will take it one step at a time to explain, and if you want to ask any question, please leave it in the comment section. I will definitely come back to answer you. All right, so let's go there. So guys, Michelle is here and she'll be the one interviewing me. Meet Michelle.
Hi guys, my name is Michelle, and today I'm going to be asking my mom a few questions. Question number one, okay. Where are you from?
I am a Nigerian and I am from the eastern part of Nigeria.
Question number two, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color? Well, I like any color that is not so bright, and I also like black because it goes with everything. So I think black and any color that is not so bright is my favorite color.
Question number three, what is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal? I like dogs and I like cats. So I think both of them are my favorite animals.
Question number four.
Hit it.
What are your hobbies?
My hobbies, let me scratch head first. No, I have a whole lot. Okay, my hobbies, I like traveling. I love traveling. I like watching movies. I like Korean movies. So if you're a fan of Korean series, just hit the like button and comment under, so we'll be knowing ourselves. I like cooking. I love cooking. As I love food, I love cooking as well. I like cleaning. My children said they have never seen anyone that cleans like me. And I told them, because you guys have not lived with other moms, that's why you people say like that, you know. So I love cleaning as well.
Question number five. Why did you choose Australia?
Why did we choose Australia? Because we're looking for money now. Don't mind me. We've been planning to migrate since a very long time. So in 2015, I got an admission with a Swedish school. But because of language barrier, we didn't go for it. So one of the things we chose Australia is Australia speak English. So it was easy for us when we got here to mingle, blend in, get a job without maybe going to, you know, learn new language and all that. So it's one of the reasons why we came here. The second one is the weather, but don't believe everything. We made that mistake when we got here, thinking, you know, when you go to Google and check Australia, they'll tell you, oh, Australia is a hot weather. They have hot weather, you know. But we came from Dubai, got here wearing jumpers. Jumper means sweater. Australia calls sweaters jumper. Immediately we dropped from the airport. It was so cold in August. Very, very cold, that we learned from there. We learned from that experience. So Australian weather is good, although the weather varies from one state to another. But since I'm in Queensland and also in Toowoomba, Toowoomba is on top of a hill, so we get cold much more than maybe someone living in the city, that's Brisbane and the likes. And there are also other states in Australia that their weather is like Nigerian weather, like Northern Territory. Yeah, they have that kind of similar weather. So one of the things that made us come here is the weather. I was also following the everyone, because you know Canada. So I was also trying Canada as well, and Australia came up first. So another thing why I choose Australia is the work-life balance. Here in Australia, the way they treat their workers, they give you time to go for vacation because they believe that you should have time for your family. So that kind of work-life balance made us to also choose Australia, because Australia have different kind of beaches, different parks. And where I live in Toowoomba, each suburb has a park, you know, 1 or 2 parks where you can, weekend like that, you take your children and go for a holiday, just have fun. And you know, so work-life balance here, it's the top notch. I have a colleague that almost every year the office have to tell the person to go on leave. You can imagine they begging you to go on leave, you know. So they cherish your life, and they give you that opportunity to relax and do your best at work. Another thing I like about Australia is dignity of labor. You know, no matter what you do, nobody cares. You know, your job doesn't dignify who you are. There's dignity in whatever, as long as it's legal. You're not doing something bad, you're good to go. And the final one, I would say the quiche, that's the money. Australia pays one of the highest minimum wage in the world. So the money, it's good. Like I said, if you're not lazy and you're here, you work and make your money. And not just standard minimum wage. Here in Australia, each shift you do, you have the rates. Like if I do a morning shift, I have rate for that. If I do an afternoon shift or night shift, the same thing. If you work on Saturdays, it's not the same thing they pay you during weekday that they will pay you during weekend. So Saturday, Sunday have their own rates. Public holiday have their own rates. So why won't you be in Australia? Why won't I choose Australia? So these are the things that made us, because even if we're migrating somewhere, we need somewhere that we can work and we can also make money. So that's one of the reasons.
Final question.
Okay.
What is your first naive moment?
Oh, my first naive moment in Australia. Okay, when we got here and there was light everywhere, I didn't remember that I was in Australia. I thought I was still back home. So I quickly rushed and, you know, put my phone to charge it, forgetting that you have light 24/7 here. And another one is when I got my first job. You know how back home we always say sorry for everything. So a colleague of mine had a cut and I was like, oh, sorry. And they looked at me and was like, you're okay, you know. So another thing happened again. I was like, oh, sorry. And so later I realized that you don't say sorry for what you did not cause, that they got injured or anything. To me, it's an empathy, because we're coming from a place where when someone gets injured, you tell the person sorry. But here in Australia, it's none of your business. You didn't do it, so why would you be sorry about that? So I was always saying sorry, sorry, sorry. Even now, sometimes I'll still say sorry, and I'll just tell myself, Uchenna, shut up. So that's my two that I can remember. There's a lot, but let me not open my bum outside. Take this too, all right? So now that Michelle is done with the interview, let's talk about immigration. So Australia have different pathways you can come here legally. You can come in through family-sponsored visa. You can also come in through employer-sponsored visa. You can come in through studies, and you can come in through Australia General Skilled Immigration. So this is what we came with. That's the skilled immigration. And under that skilled immigration, they have 3 types. You know, so I'll be talking about that in my other video. And also, for you to apply for that skilled general immigration visa, you must have at least a minimum of 65 points. So this skilled immigration is a point base, and those points comprises from different things, from age, school, marital status, years of experience, and your English exam. So you have to have points in all this to make up 65, although they said 65 the minimum. But the truth is, with 65, my dear, no one is going anywhere. You need more points because the hustle is real. People are making 90, getting 90, 95. So it depends on your occupation as well. So Australia also have, under this skilled immigration thing, they have occupation list where you can check if you're eligible or if your occupation is in the shortage list. With that, you would know the next step to take. But today I'm going to talk about those different points that make the 65 point, and I will explain them to you. Remember, I said I am not an agent. If you want to use an agent, you have to find a MARA agent in Australia. They are the ones, and they are registered. They are the ones that can help you with your immigration process. I am not an agent. Whatever I do, it's what I did by myself. Is do it yourself. So I did every process myself. That's why I'm sharing the tips. So if you're ready to move to Australia, another thing is the points you need depends on the state too that it's nominating you. Some states would ask for, let's say, 75 points for, let's say, a teacher, and another state will ask for 100 points for the same teacher. So your points that you gather depend on the state that you want to put your expression of interest to. You understand? So I'm going to explain what the points are all about. So I'm going to start with age. If your age is 18 to 24 years, you would have 25 points. 25 to 32 years will give you 30 points. 33 years to 39 years will give you 25 points. 39 years to 44 years would give you 15 points. And from 45 years, you are not eligible to apply for Australia General Skilled Immigration Visa. So the best thing to do in this kind of situation whereby you're 45 is if you're married or if you have a partner, the person, and it's younger, the person can actually apply and bring you along. So the next one we're going to talk about is employment. For you to get a point from your employment, you have to assess your qualification. And Australia also, they do that what you studied in school has to be closely related to what you're doing. So you cannot be a medical doctor and go and become a manager in a bank. It doesn't work. So let's say now you studied business administration and you're a manager in a hotel or a manager any other place. Yes, what you studied and what you're doing is closely related. And there are various assessing bodies that assess different occupations. I use VitaSays because they mostly assess general occupation. So, and some of the assessing bodies might reduce your employment years. It's based on their criteria. So some will or some may not. And it's within the last 10 years. So 3 years of experience will get you 5 points. 5 years of experience to like 7 years, 0.999 will get you 10 points. 8 years of experience and above will give you 15 points. 15 points is the highest point you can get under employment. Remember, I said some assessing bodies might reduce your years of experience, so put that in mind. You also get additional points if you live in Australia and you work in Australia within that 10 years. You get additional points as well. So another thing is English language point. Australia Skilled Immigration Visa, you have to write English exam. Australia accepts IELTS, Pearson test of English or TOEFL. So for your IELTS, you can write general, it depends on your occupation, or you can write academic. All you would see in your assessing body's website that will enable you know which one you want to write. Person test of English is not common back home, but it's a computer-based English exam whereby you write it today and in the next 5 working days or less, your result is out. It's also an academic exam, so you don't need to like write IELTS Academy. You can write one person test of English and it covers for both, if you understand what I mean. And a whole lot of people, even myself too, prefer Pearson test of English to IELTS. If you're a shy person or you are not comfortable with one-on-one interview, I think you would go for Pearson test of English. Another English exam that Australia accepts is TOEFL, so you can also write that as well for your journey as a skilled migrant. So if you're interested in Pearson test of English, like I said, is easier to pass, to get your desired score if you put your mind to it, and you would see your result on time. I have a short plug for you guys, and it's English_prep class. She's tested and trusted, and she will guide you through. I'm going to leave the link on the description button so you guys can follow her on Instagram and her YouTube page. She will teach you one-on-one, and I've seen the people I sent have come back to give me a positive feedback and a good review, you know. So I would implore you guys to exam. She is your sure plug for that. So for you to be able to claim points from your English exam, you need to have proficiency. Proficiency is 7 in all bands. That would give you 10 points. 8 and above in all bands would give you 20 points. If you have 666 or 6.5, 6.5, it's 0 points for English exam, English tests or English point. So you have to have either 7 in all or 8 in all for you to claim point from English. Thank you everyone for watching. I know the video is very long. As promised, I will be making a part 2 to conclude on the point tests immigration before I talk about other things. Please like, share, and invite your friends to my channel. They might learn 1 or 2 things that can help them migrate to Australia. Please click on the notification bell so anytime I upload a video, you will be the first to be notified. Take care and happy new month.